passion. And Garash, in 4 years, congratulations, your vision. Multiculturalism into mainstream. If we can embrace that, it's 1 + 1 = 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A geometric progression. Probably scary, this sort of stuff coming from an old fast bowler, because we know with most fast bowlers, you can see straight through one ear, out the other into Port Phillip Bay. But in another life, I was an architect. And I could talk about that with great passion. My dad was a master builder. But my first hand-on heart experience with Sri Lanka was way back in 1975. The inaugural World Cup, the Oval. Australia were playing Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka had got hammered in their first match by the West Indies. Absolutely blitz, fast bowling attack beyond belief. Now you've got Lilly and Thompson. They're going to let them off the lead. What's going to happen? A guy named Alan Turner scored 100. Rick McCosker, who had his jaw famously broken in the Centenary Test match. They added 182 runs. Australia made something like 370 plus runs. But then Wedamoni S, Fernando and Mendes, they came out and they scored 4 for 276. Not before Jeff Thompson squarely hit Wedamoni right between the eyes, carried off the ground, Mendes on the foot. But if you think of the courage, the vision back then of all of those pioneers, 20 years later, with a dear friend of mine, Gav Watmore, Sri Lanka beat Australia. Mark Tubby Taylor, captain of Australia, who scores 70 but doesn't get much help from anyone else in an Australian team that contained McGrath, Shane Warne, Damien Fleming, and for the rifle, they get home. A guy named Aravinda De Silva, man of the match. They get the chance to hold the World Cup. Up there beyond belief. What must that have felt like? You don't get opportunities like that much in life. But to be able to embrace the changes, and cricket is a wonderful bridge to be able to do that. What about Murali and Shane Warne? What an odd combination. Two of the greatest players the game's ever seen. Very, very different actions. But what they've added in terms of dimension and essence to the game is outstanding. I've written down a couple of words here: cricket, rice, curry, and lemon tea. I mean, that's me I'm talking about. I could be Sri Lankan, couldn't I? I do love a rice and curry. I think it's fantastic. I do love my food. Some say too much. I've got a turning circle about as big as a QE2. And that's why it was always good to play at the MCG. There was plenty of space. It's been tough love, Barracut for Melbourne, and may the best team win tomorrow. Hawthorn versus West Eagles. That's what you'd play for. To be on the big stage, to be able to do that.
No point, no free.
But multiculturalism, I mean, travel as a cricketer has placed me